Welcome to the CAB Builder video tutorial series. The cabinet construction method determines the default cabinet behavior and how it gets converted into the subsequent cut lists. This video will focus on the top and bottom sections of framed and frameless cabinets. Let's begin with the top of the framed cabinets. The general section starts with the expected nominal thickness. Top construction type determines the default top type. You can pick from no tops, full tops, stretchers which are parallel to the front, web frame which are parallel to the sides, and gussets. As with all other options, you can take advantage of the construction styles to apply different settings to different cabinet types. So for example, we can leave the default top construction type to stretchers and set the wall and tall cabinet types to have a full top override, leaving all base and vanity cabinets with stretchers and full tops for the wall and tall cabinets. Remember to switch back to default after setting an override. Front and back stretcher widths are very straightforward. They set the widths of the top stretchers if a cabinet has stretchers for the top. You can set either to 0 if you need just one to be present by default. The same applies to web frame width as well as gusset size. Then we come across the position with top rail parameter, which is unique to framed cabinets. You can have the tops flush to the top rail's top, bottom, or offset from either edge. For example, we will set the default to be flush to the top for the base cabinets so that the stretchers have direct contact with the countertop, while setting the wall and tall construction styles to be flush with the frame rail bottom. Material properties sets grain direction for tops, either parallel to the face or parallel to the sides. Grain direction for diagonal corner cabinet tops have 4 possible alignments, either parallel to the face, parallel to either left or right sides, or across the front. The finished face orientation determines where the finished side of the material faces if the top is made of a single-sided material. Finally, set the edges to be edge banded in the banding section for the different top types. Since we have a face frame, these are usually left empty. We will briefly switch over to the frameless top side of things to see the difference. Frameless tops have much of the same settings. Set the default top thickness, top construction type, and associated widths. They are different from frame tops in that they can also have a hardwood bullnose attached instead of edge banding. If interested, set the expected nominal bullnose thickness in default top thickness, toggle top bullnose to on, and pick the alignment to be flush with top with some height, flush with bottom with some height, or flush with both. If you edge band, just set top bullnose to off. Frameless have 2 alignment parameters. Position sets its height relative to the top of the case. Leave a 0 to make it flush. And space from front allows the top to be stopped short of the front edge of the sides, which is useful for some specific frameless setups. Note that if you are using GOLA channel systems, then the GOLA channels are part of the channel system set of options and should leave space from front at 0. Grain direction and banding properties work in the same way for frameless tops. Since there is no face frame, the front top edges are usually edge banded. Let's move on to the bottom construction, beginning again with the framed cabinets. The general section also starts with the default bottom thickness. Bottom construction type can be set to have a full bottom shelf, no bottom shelf, or full shelf except no bottoms under drawer stacks. Position with bottom rail works in the same way as it does for the top. Bottoms can either be flush to the bottom rail's top or bottom edge, or offset from either edge. Material properties sets the grain directions, and banding determines which bottom edges are to be edge banded, usually none for framed cabinets. The frameless counterpart of the bottom shelf works much the same. Set the default bottom thickness, set its construction type, and set its position value as a possible offset from the bottom of the cabinet case, or leave it at 0 to be flush. Like the top, the bottom can also have a hardwood bullnose whose default thickness is set at the default bottom thickness by selecting Bottom Bullnose and clicking to enable it. Select Bottom Bullnose Alignment in order to set your thickness preference. Once again, if you edge band your bottom, then leave the bottom bullnose to No Bottom Bullnose. The bottom shelf can also be stopped short of the front edge by using the Space from Front attribute. Once again, material properties and banding set the intended grain direction and edge banded edges. Default cabinet tops and bottoms are configured by the associated construction method, though many of these options may be modified in a specific cabinet's wireframe construction. Thank you, and we will see you in the next video. To view additional video tutorials, please visit www.cabbuildersoftware.com/training.